But I'd like to ask you a few questions, Wally, about this interesting part. Naturally, this is the mechanical part of the organization, the part that interests me. I'd like to ask you a few questions. Now, number one, look at that large roll of linoleum laid out there and that long table. How long is that table right here in front of me?
That's 20 feet long, John. That's used to run the linoleum out on and cut it off for each particular job to the right measure.
I see. And now, over there in that little cubicle, separated by wood, what goes on in there?
That's our complete window shade manufacturing division.
That's the complete window. See, that's where you make windows.
That's right. Always one end to the other.
Now, tell me, do you make Venetian blinds?
No, we don't. We represent different factories that produce blinds for us. It's quite a big operation. It takes quite a large building to produce Venetian blinds in a quality standpoint. It really takes too big an operation for a non-industrial town like Bethesda to be able to handle.
Yes. But what you do is somebody orders a blind from you, you pin it down to size, pull them arrange, fix the whole thing. Now, your shades, it's a different story. Those are cut to size right off the bat. They're made here, put together here.
Exactly. It's not a stock item on our window shade. As a matter of fact, it's not a stock item in any of our departments. Our window shades are completely custom made, as our blinds are. And I might add that even though you see a lot of Venetian blinds over there, that's more or less the renovating department.
It is the renovating.
We completely renovate blinds, wash them, and so on.
One other thing about that machine I hear whirring in the background, is that the machine that's cutting the shade?
No, that's the sewing machine that sews the hem at the bottom of the window.
Oh, I see. There's quite a few operations for that one simple little thing. People don't realize it when they buy a shade, I bet you.
They fully don't. I tell you, I want to add this, that our customers that are listening, that come over, I want to personally invite them to come back and look in our shop and actually see how we are making the products that they're buying from us. I think that it's gained a lot of interest from our customers, and I'm positive they will be more than appreciated when they come over here to look over the situation.
I bet. Well, I don't like to leave this part of the organization, but I do feel we should get back to the front offices, so-called, because there are a few other people I would like to speak to, especially here in this last office. There's a gentleman I'd like to speak to. But while we're walking over here, I'd like to mention, for some reason or other, when anybody mentions your name, John Ligon, in connection with tiling. Now, you do handle asphalt tile.
That's right, asphalt tile, which is installed in basements, recreation rooms, and in all.
And also the shade, and then repair and maintenance and ordering of Venetian blinds.
Exactly.
And now, in that work, I was about to say, I've always heard your name referred to together with quality, always quality. Anybody that buys a Ligon product knows that he's getting the best. There can be no doubt about it. Isn't
That's
that right?
Well, that's a very good explanation of it, and I might add this, John. Even the best of us make mistakes. When we make a mistake, we always endeavor to correct.
The very fact that you stand here and are saying what you're saying to me right now about mistakes is proof of the fact that you're the organization, the type of organization that people want to deal with. One other thing before we do step into this executive office here. This display in front of me is, ladies and gentlemen, to describe it to you as a listener, I'd say what would have been a straight, flat board up and down has been curved, so that it is a curved piece of boarding with a flat side showing towards you. The concavity is away from you. Convexity or concavity, which is it?
Well, I tell you, from a strictly layman's angle, I think the easiest explanation to cover would be that no matter where you look at our display of linoleum, it's in direct line with your eye, as if it were on the floor itself.
So in other words, if I look up straight ahead of me, that piece that's in front of me, I'm looking at it as though it were on the floor here. That's right. And all the different rows of linoleum are treated in the same manner.
Exactly.
And I notice the lighting up above to give you the same lighting effect. Isn't that right?
That's right. And with our large open bay windows, we have complete daylight all day long, no matter how dark it is outside.
Yes. Well, now, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to take a moment here to step through a large, I wouldn't say too large, but step through a doorway, and I suppose you'll notice immediately I do step through the doorway, it becomes quieter. It walks quiet in here. I'm going to step around you, Wally, if I may, and get up to this large oak, is it? Or what, Dick?
This is wormy chestnut.
On the other end of the desk,
Excuse me, the walnut. That's walnut.
The walnut, yes. And the extra... Mr. Ligon says that isn't worm-eaten yet, but it's liable to be. And whose office is this?
This is the old man of the river.
The old man of the river, or Mr. Ligon Sr., am I right?
This is the old rough man of the man.
Well, I wonder...
Right, correct that, Johnny. This is the man with all the ideas.
This is the man with all the ideas, the man that gave birth to the original Ligon organization.
Exactly.
Well, sir, I wonder if you'd step over this way. Now, your son mentioned wormwood on the walls. Is that what it is, the chestnut?
Worm-eaten chestnut.
Worm-eaten chestnut. This is one of the most unusual offices I've seen in this area. It is attractive. Did you design this yourself also, sir?
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Now, another thing, Wally tells me you've been in this business for a mighty long time.
24 years.
You must have had some interesting experiences happen to you between the first time you started and
Well,
this time.
It seems to me in the development of the business that I've either been altering something or building a balcony or campaigning for a new building or something all that time.
All that time. Well, tell me, now that you're here, how many enlargements of your organization have you made? How many moves to better and bigger lives?
Expanded Connecticut Avenue and then expanded as far as we could, and that still wasn't enough. So we came out in Bethesda where we could get room to erect the kind of a building that was necessary for our type business.
I see. And this is the last move you have made to date, and the biggest one, I suppose.
And as tired as I am right now, I don't think I'll be moving anytime.
Well, tell me, your business, isn't this a rather unusual size of a place for the type of business you're in? The shade and the blind business and the tiling?
I think it's probably the largest retail Venetian blind window shade and linoleum place in the United States.
It is, without, in the United States.
That's right.
Well, that's quite something. I didn't realize it was that large.
That's right.
There were, tell me, did you leave Connecticut Avenue to come here, or was there another stop between Connecticut Avenue and here? You came right here from Connecticut.
Directly from Bethesda.
And then before you came to Connecticut Avenue, where were you?
I was on 14th Street.
On 14th. Northwest. Tell me, Alvin, are shades today made the same way that shades are made or were made when you first started in the business?
Except that they don't have the fancy work on them that you used to have in the old days, the lace and insertion, which I doubt very much.